Hey everybody, it's Arie again, and this time I'm interviewing my partner Vlad. Why don't you say a little bit about yourself?
Hello, my name is Vlad Kluchnikov. That's V-L-A-D, and the last name exactly as it sounds.
That's a pretty cheap shot, dear.
Oh, come on. That's my voicemail.
Oh, I see how it is, introducing the viewers with your voicemail. You're not
Exactly.
even here.
Whatever.
Whatever. So, it's an interview, so I'm going to have a couple of questions to ask you, and some of them were prepared by the Trans Youth channel, and some of them are from me.
Sure, hit it.
Think you can handle these questions, brah?
Bring it on.
All right, so first question. When we first met, you already knew I was trans, so what did you think about that? And did it affect your first impression of me at all?
Well, actually, not really. I didn't know you were trans when I first met you.
Oh, okay, I didn't realize that. I was pretty open even in my first year of college, so I thought that you had already knew at that point.
Right, but I
Um,
mean, when we ran into each other, it was mostly, I didn't really ask you what your gender identity was, and I didn't really assume much. I was like, oh, hey, it's a person reading a book. That's cool.
we should be friends. We read books.
Yep, pretty much.
That's fair. Um, so when you did find out I was trans, what did that change how you thought of me at all, or like what did you think about it?
Honestly, it was kind of a non-thing. I didn't have many problems with it. It didn't affect any of the hobbies we shared, or, you know, certainly it didn't affect us watching anime together.
That's fair. Um, so like at the time, do you think you really understood what being trans meant, or was it just like, hey, there's this person, they say they're trans. I don't even know what that means, whatever, shunting, doesn't matter.
Well, for one thing, I really didn't think about it that much, so I really mostly thought about it in terms of a gender binary thing. So, male and female. And obviously, I thought that.
So you thought that transgender people were only male and female, is that what you mean?
Yeah, pretty much. And I thought that basically a transgender person was someone who identified as an opposite of what their assigned gender was.
Hmm. Mm.
Which I guess is sort of true, except there's more than
More than just
two
opposites.
genders. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, there's a whole gamut.
Yeah. So, like, from knowing me, do you think that that expanded your understanding of what it meant then?
Yeah, definitely. I think you've shown me quite a lot.
I'm a great teacher. I'm the best.
Don't get too full of yourself.
Whatever. All right. So, um, how do your parents view trans people, and do you think that affected the way that you saw trans people at all?
Well, honestly, my parents are pretty traditional and old-fashioned in their view, so they don't view them very favorably.
Yeah,
The,
and
the,
even traditional and old-fashioned in the U.S. is different from traditional and old-fashioned in Ukraine and Georgia.
yeah, tell me about it. That said, though, I don't think it affected the way I view trans people in a negative way, mostly because I always thought about it from my own perspective.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. Do you think that your parents' view on trans people is gonna have like an impact on our relationship or any kind of like negative repercussions?
Well, I don't think they would react very positively to it. However, at the same time, to them, the thing that's most important is family, and if you're already part of their family circle, they're going to stand by you in the end no matter what.
I feel like a secret supervillain. Bam! Too late! I transed you!
Ha ha! Ha ha! Uh,
But yeah, I was actually pretty open about it with your parents since the beginning, like when your mom kept trying to put me in all of these like girly clothes and I was like, I actually don't like those clothes
you
and
mean you don't like leopard print
oh,
outfits?
not even go there.
Really?
But I,
Because she loves them.
but I think that the language barrier prevented them from really actually understanding what I was saying.
I think my mom just tries to put leopard print things on everybody.
I
Honestly.
don't think I've ever seen her try to put leopard print on you.
Yeah, that's because of the trench coat incident when she found the leopard print trench coat for my like 17th birthday.
I've never actually heard of that.
Yeah, for a
But,
good reason.
okay, I'm gonna ask you about that later. So, before we got together, you were identifying as a straight man interested in women specifically. And starting this month, we've been together for about 5 years, and I'm not a woman. So how do you reconcile that with what you felt before? Do you think that our relationship has affected how you view your sexuality or sexuality in general?
Well, to be honest with you, not really. I mean, I always assumed I was straight mostly because, again, that was sort of the default assumption that I grew up with. But as we talked about it, it's just, I guess I'm not really that attracted to someone based on their gender. It's really more of a thing of where you get to know somebody and then you feel attraction to them based on that, at least long-term attraction.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't really affect my view of myself as such, but I guess I never have given it too much thought.
Hmm. So, do you still identify as straight?
Not really. Honestly, I don't know what my identity would be. I guess I'm just identifying as lazy in that respect
That's fair.
because I honestly can't really be bothered to properly identify myself. I'm like, meh.
That's fair. I can understand that. When we were talking about this earlier, like Vlad was talking about like how he feels, and I'm like, oh wait, like what about this? This is kind of like that, and so is this. And you know, like myself, I identify as demi pan romantic asexual, and I got all the labels. Labels, you want labels? I got labels. So it's kind of funny that we're very different in that way.
I think I'm just more lazy. Seriously. No, seriously. I mean, that's what it comes down to.
All right. So, when we're out together, I'm sometimes read as male. Um, and because I look so young, I was actually mistaken for your son once.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty awesome.
That was pretty hilarious. I think we really embarrassed your eye doctor. But, so in the future, when we're out and about, we might be read as like a gay couple in public. How do you feel about that kind of situations? Do you feel like you would need to explain our relationship and my gender to people, or
No, not really. Our relationship is pretty much our affair, I feel, and if some random person in the street were to take umbrage with it, then they can go suck it.
that's fair?
It's probably not something I would like to debate with somebody I don't know and don't care about in terms of their opinion.
Mm-hmm. So, although I've been out as trans for like 5 years, it's only recently that I've started asking people to use they, them pronouns. Previously, I would like, no pronoun preference. I just asked that people not use female nouns with regards to me. So, how do you feel about this change? Has it been difficult for you?
Well, it's seriously difficult to break habits, but I don't feel it's inconvenient to me, and I certainly feel like it's something that I would like to do,
Mm-hmm.
and it definitely helps you feel more yourself and less dysphoric, so that's something I really do try to do, but it seriously is difficult to break habit.
That's all right. It takes practice.
I know.
So in the future, I plan to begin physically transitioning. Are you worried that any of those physical changes will affect our relationship, like in terms of attraction, or are there any changes that you are apprehensive about or that you'd be worried about?
No, not really, honestly. Because I'm really more attracted to you as a person and to our romantic bond, which I guess stems from trust and friendship more than anything else. I'm not really concerned about what physical changes you might undergo. Although, if you get a beard that is better than mine, I will be seriously upset. Like, that will bug me.
Of course. I think your beard is great.
Yes, you better admire it.
All right, so last question. What advice would you give to people with trans partners? Is there anything you wish somebody had told you when we first got together or anything like that?
Kids, you should encourage your partners to use proper pronouns for themselves right away or as soon as possible, because breaking that habit is a bitch.
Okay.
That is your public service announcement.
Better to start with the same ones from the beginning.
Yeah.
It's
Not that
okay.
I'm complaining, but I'm complaining.
Well, it's only been like,
More like a
like
month.
no,
No,
no, it hasn't been a month.
2
It's been
3
like
weeks.
like 1 or 2 weeks,
Oh
something
God,
like
sleep
that.
is catching up with me.
That's okay. But it'll get better. So, thanks for letting me interview you and for being so supportive of me. I
Of
love
course.
you.
I love you too.
And thank you, viewers, for watching and dealing with our PDA and excessive, I don't know, like, okay, yep, that. Dealing with that. So yeah, this has been interviewing a family member or friend with Arie, and I hope that you can find support from your family, even if you have to go out and find them. Bye. This video is dedicated in honor of Kelly. The dedication was made by Stacy Herrick with the following message. She opened her life to me as she became her true self, and it opened my eyes and heart, making me an ally for life. Stacy Herrick donated $15 this past Giving Tuesday.